seconds!
OMG, he just ran it. At least I have chicken. r/AskReddit. What is your favorite moment from internet history? A radio station here in Dallas had recently, mid-1990s, started streaming online. The announcer was describing how amazing it was to get emails from listeners from literally all over the world. Her favorite was two boys who liked the station's music, but what really fascinated them were the traffic reports. They'd spent their entire lives on some little island in the Pacific, and the thought of a line of cars several miles long absolutely blew their minds. It was such a magical time. The launch of mail, 1 GB of space? Totally. Remember when you had to be invited to use it? Yep, invites were so valuable. You had 5 invites to give away. I had to choose who my best friends were very carefully. I remember the night Princess Diana died. The news broke on the internet a few hours before it hit the news. It was crazy. Not necessarily my favorite moment, but stands out as the first real time I saw the potential of the internet to distribute information much faster than news. My favorite moment is when one guild in World of Warcraft held a gigantic memorial service for one of their people who stroked out and died. It was huge. There were dozens of people there, all just paying their respects. And then another guild came and crashed it. Don't get me wrong. It was a terrible thing they did. But it's hard not to crack up when the action starts to the tune of Scatman, and to be fair, holding any kind of event on a PvP server without posting guards or scouts is a big no-no, and begging for disaster. I'm actually fairly certain that, if this was the memorial I'm thinking of, a lot of people also said afterwards that the person who died probably loved it, simply because they were really heavily into the PvP aspect of WoW. Edit, yep, that's the one I think. All I really remembered was that the person who died was female. Early YouTube, like 2007-ish. Videos on it were more authentic and captured real life back then. Now it's literally a market. And the fact that you could have video responses to videos. Me and my friends used to make videos in 2007, and every single one would have a video response of just a black screen and a disguised voice saying he was coming to kill us. Freaked us out. Turns out it was one of our friends who was making videos with us the whole time. Our stupid selves really thought a stranger was stalking our 15 view videos. One of the first message boards I was on was the Wolf Web. It was for NC State students/staff/faculty. In 2004, we had a huge snowstorm and the news stations were showing the local closings and delays. Members of the Wolf Web found out that Spectrum News wasn't screening their closing submissions, so a bunch of users decided to exploit it. They submitted fake closings and a bunch of them made it on the air. Some of my favorites were Colonel Angus Chicken, Open 629, Mike Hunt Enterprises, Third Shaft Reports that morning, Watkins Family Reunion Service, Harlow PNIs, Cecil's Cockring Emporium, Backup by Tomorrow. Here's an article about it. A lesser known one, but I still love it. Samsung had a new phone out, and you got a $50 Play Store credit for buying said phone. Samsung hired out the promotion to a no-name company. Go to their site, enter the IMEI, like a serial number, name, email, and they email you a code for a $50 Play Store credit. Well, IMEI is a sequential. Plus you can easily grab one from an eBay auction. This was a planned 4-month promotion with $30,000 $50 credits to be given out. Yes, $1,500,000 in Google Play Store credits, and they were all gone within 2 days. People were grabbing a couple hundred each and eBaying them at half off. I saw one guy's eBay account, he made like $3,000 via selling them. Slick deals. Those bastards will ruin any promotion possible. When somebody created a 404 page that said you have reached the last page of the internet. Now go outside and play. YouTube before Google bought it. Remember when people didn't make money, or at least not very much, off of their YouTube videos? They just did it because it was fun. I remember that for a long time YouTube was basically a bunch of sketch comedy, music videos and illegal movies being posted in 8 different parts. Leroy Jenkins. OMG, he just ran in. At least I had chicken. Old Flash animations. I remember watching them on Newgrounds at friends' houses and in my dorm. All Your Base Are Belong to Us. Magical Trevor. Catface. The Llama Song. The Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny. There were so many, and they were just for us, you know. Songs, stories, and videos just for us internet people. I could say badger, badger badger to a friend and they would go mushroom, mushroom, and people who were not internet people would look at us like we had just grown second heads, but a fellow internet person would go ahh. Snake, a snake, oh, it's a snake, and we'd make a new friend maybe. The news that Flash is no longer being supported as of the end of this year, I didn't expect to feel as sad about that as I do, but that's a piece of my youth I actually will miss. Did any of y'all have favorite Flash animations from sites like Albino Black Sheep or Newgrounds? When Kanye West had one of his first public meltdowns on Twitter, it seemed like everyone I know, who stays up past 11 PM anyway, was live tweeting / posting about it, just watching the epic train wreck in progress. I remember just before his album The Life of Pablo came out, and he has like 25 tweets all labeled in order. That's the one I remember. Also when he mentioned he might make an album called TurboGrafx-16, and then the value of the console with the same name went up for a week or so by a bunch. When it first launched and was available to all houses. I know the internet was around before people could afford it, but when it finally hit it was exciting. I was about 12 I think, and just learning how to use it. I don't even remember the browser, but my dad was teaching me and just searching for stuff I was into, gaming, movies, music, and just having all this cool knowledge at once. It was very awesome. This was a time when AOL charged by the minute, and I got grounded for a month for the $300 bill. The heavyset guy that got made fun of while dancing at a club. Some people took pictures of this guy and put them on the internet saying how they were making fun of him. One of the pictures is him after he sees them making fun of him, and he just looks so sad. Some ladies see it and go to Twitter looking for this guy, inviting him to come dance with them because no one deserves to feel like they shouldn't be allowed to dance. More people got involved, including several celebrities to help really make it a party. They found the guy and invited him to LA and threw him a huge party. That or sad purpore. Girl tweets a photo of her purpore sadly eating a burger after he had made 12 burgers for his 6 grandkids and only one showed up. Internet being what it is, was very upset that the other grandkids weren't there and admittedly went a little crazy, even sending death threats to the other grandkids for breaking their purpore's heart. Story spreads like wildfire. A bunch of people started to say that they would come eat burgers with purpore, and eventually the family decided to host a massive cookout and people from all over the place came to a small town in Oklahoma to eat burgers with purpore. Love me that wholesome shit. The original Twitch Plays Pokemon stream, it was so much more amazing than it had any right to be, and it created dozens of memes. It was one of those things that you had to be there to experience it in its purest form. I don't know if this counts, but it is a game that requires internet, so I'm going to say the first month that Pokemon Go came out. It was such a cool time with people getting out and meeting new people. It was awesome hearing someone yell out a Pokemon and everyone rushing towards it. It was definitely one of those I was there moments. It's a shame the game and servers were so shaky at that time. Lots of early local communities never recovered from the loss of players in the first few months. When YouTube MLG memes were a thing, I personally only learned of them shortly before they died. It was sad seeing them go away when I thought they never would. Also Crash Bandicoot SWO memes on YouTube, Ike. They got a bit annoying after a while. It's one of my fav games, and setting it blow like that suddenly on Yacht right before the remake was announced was awesome.